Listen to me. Life isn't waiting for you to figure it out. Every second you hesitate, every time you doubt yourself, every moment you choose comfort over growth, you're giving away your power. But here's the truth: the moment you stop holding yourself back, the moment you stop standing in your own way, is the moment you begin to live at the level you were born for. And that, my friend, is what we're about to uncover. You see, the first step to stopping the sabotage, it's not about changing the world. It's not about getting a promotion, a new car, or more recognition. No, it starts with looking in the mirror. And when I say look in the mirror, I don't mean a glance at your reflection in the morning. I mean, really seeing yourself, the real you. The part of you that hides. The part of you that whispers, you're not good enough, when no one else is around to say it. The part of you that tells you to take the easy route, to settle, to stay in that small box where you feel safe, where nothing can hurt you. That part, that's your enemy. And until you confront it, until you stare it down, you're going to keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again. Everybody has demons, even the people who look like they have it all together. You think Denzel Washington got here by being perfect, by never doubting himself, by never feeling fear. No. Every step of the way, he faced doubts. He faced moments when the world told him he wasn't ready, moments when doors slammed shut in his face, moments when he looked in the mirror and saw failure staring back at him. And you know what he did? He didn't turn away. He didn't make excuses. He faced those demons head on. The demons are subtle. They don't always roar. Sometimes they whisper. You're too tired. You're not talented enough. Someone else is better than you. And if you listen long enough, if you let them sit in your head, you start to believe them. That's how sabotage works. It's not loud. It's quiet. It creeps in, wraps itself around your confidence, and slowly, without you even realizing it, it becomes a part of your life. Your dreams feel heavy. Your motivation fades. You tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow, and tomorrow becomes another day of regret. But here's the truth: the only way to defeat these demons is to meet them. Look at them, name them, understand them. Fear is just fear. Doubt is just doubt. Shame is just shame. They have no power unless you give it to them. And here's the thing: most people spend their entire lives running from these feelings, distracting themselves with social media, with meaningless work, with relationships that drain them, thinking that avoiding the pain will make it go away. But it doesn't. The pain is inside you, and it's not going anywhere until you face it. I want you to imagine something. Imagine standing on a battlefield. Around you, chaos. Smoke, fire, the sounds of war. And in the middle of it all, there's one figure, yourself. And that figure is scared. That figure wants to run. But if you stand your ground, if you face what scares you the most, something powerful happens. Fear starts to shrink. Doubt starts to fade. You realize that the battlefield wasn't your enemy. The enemy was the hesitation inside you, the part of you that said you couldn't do it. Once you confront it, once you fight it, suddenly the battlefield looks different. Suddenly, you see opportunities where you saw obstacles. Suddenly, you feel the strength you didn't know you had. That's what facing your inner demons does. It transforms you. And don't get it twisted. Facing your demons is not a one-time thing. It's not a box you check off. It's a lifelong practice. Every day, every decision, every challenge is a chance to confront that inner voice that wants to hold you back. It's uncomfortable. It's painful. Sometimes it will bring you to your knees. But that discomfort, that pain, that's growth. That's the fire that forges the strongest people. Denzel didn't avoid it. He walked straight through it. And the thing about fire is, it doesn't consume you if you step into it with purpose. It refines you. It reveals who you are, who you're capable of becoming. Most people never reach their potential because they're too scared to see themselves clearly. They'd rather blame the system, blame the world, blame other people. But if you want power, if you want freedom, if you want to stop sabotaging yourself, the journey starts inside. You have to know your weaknesses, your fears, your insecurities, not to punish yourself, not to dwell, but to own them, to transform them. Because the moment you face them, the moment you take them by the hand and look them in the eye, that's when you take back control of your life. That's when the sabotage stops. That's when the power begins to rise inside you. It's not easy. Nothing worth having ever is. But here's the secret. Every time you face a fear, every time you stare down a doubt, every time you refuse to let that inner critic dictate your path, you win. You grow stronger. You become unstoppable. That's how legends are made. That's how people like Denzel Washington rise above the noise, above the chaos, above the limitations that the world and themselves try to impose. It's not magic, it's courage, it's discipline. It's relentless, unwavering commitment to knowing yourself and refusing to let anything inside you or outside you stand in your way. Let me tell you something. Life is not fair. It doesn't owe you anything. The moment you start blaming the world for your problems, the moment you point fingers and say, it's because of them, it's because of my past, it's because I didn't get a break, that's the moment you hand your power away. And let me be clear, your power, your ability to create, to build, to move forward, it belongs to no one but you. Nobody is responsible for your dreams except you. Not your parents, not your friends, not the economy, not the system, you. And until you take full ownership of your life, the sabotage never stops. Most people don't fail because they aren't capable. They fail because they refuse to admit their own responsibility. They think excuses will protect them from disappointment, from judgment, from the pain of trying and failing. But excuses are the chains that keep you in the same place, repeating the same mistakes over and over again. You want to break free, you have to look at your life and say, this is my choice. Every single part of it. The good, the bad, the failures, the successes, they're all mine. And when you do that, when you fully accept it, something incredible happens. Freedom, power, clarity. Imagine for a second. You wake up every morning, and instead of blaming someone else for your situation, you look in the mirror and say, I am responsible for my life. It's a heavy truth. It's uncomfortable, and most people can't handle it. They panic at the thought of taking full control. But here's the thing. This is where the difference between ordinary and extraordinary lives is made. Danzel didn't become a legend by blaming circumstances or making excuses. He became a legend because he embraced responsibility. He owned every choice, every action, every consequence. And that ownership, it's the backbone of power. See, excuses are seductive. They sound comfortable. They let you feel justified while keeping you stagnant. I didn't have the right resources. I wasn't given a chance. The timing wasn't right. Stop. Stop lying to yourself. Every great person you admire faced setbacks, limitations, and obstacles. The difference is they didn't sit around waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect condition, or the perfect ally. They acted. They moved. They took the pieces of their life, flawed, broken, imperfect, and built something extraordinary from it. That's what ownership looks like. That's what power feels like. And here's another thing about excuses. They're contagious. Once you start blaming, you start attracting people and situations that reinforce your story. You surround yourself with people who validate your limitations instead of challenge your potential. And suddenly, the world seems like it's against you. But it's not. You've just given away your power. You've made yourself small. You've made yourself a victim. And here's the harsh truth. Victims never change the world. Victims never rise above. Victims stay stuck, waiting for someone else to rescue them. But you're not here to be a victim. You're here to be a force. You're here to take full control, to own every decision, every action, every failure, and every win. When you embrace ownership, you start to see life differently. Challenges are no longer obstacles, they're opportunities. Failures are no longer threats, they're lessons. Every setback, every disappointment becomes a stepping stone toward the life you're capable of living. Think about this. There's a difference between making mistakes and making excuses. Mistakes happen, everyone makes them. But excuses are a choice, and that choice will determine the rest of your life. Danzel knows this. Every career decision, every role he chose, every risk he took, it was intentional. And even when things didn't go the way he planned, he didn't blame the studio, the critics, or the audience. He asked himself, what can I do differently? How do I grow? How do I own this? That mindset, that refusal to hide behind excuses, that's what separates ordinary people from those who leave a mark on the world. So I want you to hear me. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. Stop blaming the past. Stop blaming others. Stop blaming circumstances. Own your choices. Own your life. Own your mistakes. Own your victories. And when you do, when you take full responsibility, you're no longer at the mercy of the world. You are in command of your destiny. That's the path to power. That's the path to freedom. That's the way to stop sabotaging yourself. Every moment you spend blaming is a moment wasted. Every excuse is a brick in the wall keeping you from your true potential. Tear that wall down. Face the truth. Own it all. Because once you do, there's no limit to what you can achieve. Once you do, you stop running from yourself. Once you do, you finally step into the life you were born to live. I need you to understand something right now. Comfort is the enemy of progress. Comfort is the silent thief that steals your dreams while you're too busy scrolling, too busy settling, too busy convincing yourself that everything's fine. If you want to stop sabotaging yourself, you must learn to embrace discomfort, to welcome it like an old teacher, like a mentor that will shape you into someone stronger, sharper, unshakable. The truth is, nothing extraordinary has ever been achieved by staying comfortable. Nothing remarkable has ever been born from ease. The greatest moments in life, the moments that define you, are always born in the fire of challenge, in the stretch beyond what you think you can handle, in the place that makes you question yourself. Complacency is seductive. It whispers, "You've done enough. You're okay. Don't push too hard. Don't risk too much." And for a while, that voice feels safe. It lulls you into a sense of security, into mediocrity. But mediocrity is a cage, a slow, silent death of your potential. You were not put on this earth to be mediocre. You were not given talent, energy, and ambition to sit back and watch life pass by. You were put here to rise, to fight, to endure, and to conquer the limits that hold you back. And let me tell you, that path isn't comfortable. It isn't easy. But nothing worth having ever is. Think about Denzel Washington for a second. Do you think he reached the top by staying in his comfort zone? Do you think he played it safe, waited for the right time, or followed a clear, easy path? No, he stepped into uncertainty. He faced rejection, failure, doubt, and fear. He made choices that terrified him, took risks that could have ended in disaster, and he embraced every uncomfortable moment as a lesson, as a stepping stone. That's the kind of mindset you have to adopt if you want to stop sabotaging yourself. The world will test you. Life will push you. And if you aren't willing to embrace the discomfort, you'll be crushed under it. Discomfort is not the enemy. Fear is not the enemy. Resistance is not the enemy. They are the signposts pointing you in the direction of growth. Every time you feel uneasy, every time your heart races, every time you sweat through a decision or an opportunity, pay attention. That's where the work is. That's where the transformation happens. That's where you build the muscle of greatness. Avoiding discomfort is what keeps people small, what keeps them stuck, what keeps them sabotaging their own lives without even realizing it. And here's the thing about discomfort: it's temporary, but the reward is lasting. The struggle you feel today is building a foundation for the life you will live tomorrow. Every hard conversation you have, every risk you take, every moment you force yourself to rise when you want to quit, it compounds. It shapes your character. It sharpens your mind. It strengthens your resolve. That's the kind of power that doesn't come from luck, from talent, or from waiting for the world to hand it to you. It comes from leaning into what others avoid, from doing what others refuse, from moving through the discomfort that scares most people into submission. Most people quit before the breakthrough. Most people give up at the first sign of resistance. They tell themselves, "This is too hard. I'm not ready, maybe later," and later never comes. That's how sabotage works. That's how comfort kills dreams. But you can choose differently. You can refuse to give in to the easy way out. You can refuse to accept mediocrity. You can decide that discomfort is not something to avoid, but something to chase, something to welcome as proof that you're alive, proof that you're growing, proof that you're on the path to greatness. I want you to imagine yourself in the future. Picture the person you want to be. Now think about the path to get there. It's not lined with comfort. It's not padded with safety. It's rugged, it's challenging, it's grueling, and it will push you to your limits and beyond. But that path is also where dreams are realized, where potential becomes power, where ordinary people transform into legends. Denzel understood that. Every choice he made, every challenge he embraced, every uncomfortable step he took, it all added up. And the same can happen for you if you reject complacency and embrace discomfort as your teacher, your ally, your weapon. Discomfort is where clarity is born. It's where courage grows. It's where the shackles of self-sabotage are broken. And every day you choose comfort over growth. Every day you avoid the hard work. Every day you settle, you're choosing to limit yourself. You're choosing stagnation. You're choosing a life far below your potential. But if you can stare the discomfort in the face, if you can walk through it with purpose, if you can refuse to let it control you, you become unstoppable. You become someone who cannot be shaken, someone who cannot be denied, someone who cannot be sabotaged, not by others, and certainly not by yourself. I need you to hear me clearly. The world will always try to sell you something. It will tell you what success looks like, what power looks like, and what happiness looks like, and most people fall for it. They chase money, fame, status, recognition, approval, all of it, thinking that's the path to fulfillment. But here's the truth: if your actions are led by your ego instead of your purpose, you are sabotaging yourself. You are building a life on a foundation that cannot hold you. Ego is loud, flashy, and seductive, but it is empty. Purpose is quiet, steady, and relentless, and it is everything. If you want to rise, if you want to stop holding yourself back, you have to align with your purpose, not your ego. Ego will make you chase things that don't matter. It will make you measure your life by someone else's standard. It will make you compare yourself to people who aren't on your path, and it will rob you of your peace, your focus, your energy. Ego is the voice that whispers, "Look at me, prove them wrong, show them you're better." And that voice is toxic. It will push you to do things that feel impressive, but of no lasting impact. It will make you busy, but not productive. It will make you loud, but not powerful. Purpose, on the other hand, is the voice that says, "This is why you exist. This is what you were born to do. This is the contribution only you can make." Purpose doesn't seek approval. It doesn't compare. It doesn't boast. It simply drives you to show up every day, even when it's hard, even when it's lonely, even when no one is watching. Denzel Washington understands this. Every role he chooses, every career move, every public statement, every film, it's not about ego. It's about meaning. It's about the message, about the impact, about the story he is telling through his life. He doesn't chase awards for the sake of validation. He doesn't take roles just to be admired. He aligns every decision with something deeper, something that fulfills him, something that matters beyond the applause. That alignment with purpose is what gives him power. That quiet strength that commands attention without demanding it, that presence that makes people listen. And make no mistake, discovering your purpose is not easy. It takes courage. It takes reflection. It takes the willingness to look past the noise, past the temptations, past the easy distractions that the ego constantly throws at you. Ego will scream at you to chase wealth you don't need, to seek validation you don't deserve, to compete with people who aren't on your journey. But purpose asks you to slow down, to dig deep, to identify what lights you on fire, to understand what you're willing to endure, what you're willing to sacrifice, and why your existence matters. Purpose is not a trend. It is not a moment. It is a lifelong compass, a guiding force, a reason to rise each day when nothing else motivates you. When you act from purpose instead of ego, everything changes. Your decisions become sharper. Your focus becomes unwavering. Your energy becomes unstoppable. You no longer waste time on empty pursuits, on meaningless validation, on trying to impress people who don't matter. Every action you take aligns with your deeper mission, and that alignment creates momentum. The universe responds to it. Opportunities that once felt out of reach start appearing. People start resonating with your vision. Doors open not because you begged for them, but because you are walking in integrity, authenticity, and purpose. That's how power works. That's how influence works. That's how you stop sabotaging yourself by chasing the wrong things. The ego will always want more. The ego will never be satisfied. The ego is a hungry beast that feeds on comparison, envy, and fear. But purpose is a source that never runs dry. It is calm. It is steady. It is fulfilling. Aligning with purpose means making choices that may not always seem glamorous, that may not always earn immediate recognition, but that build legacy, build character, and build a life that matters. That alignment is what creates resilience in the face of obstacles, courage in the face of fear, and clarity in the face of confusion. So ask yourself, are you chasing approval, attention, or material symbols because your ego wants them? Or are you living a life that aligns with your true calling? Are your actions driven by fear of judgment or by the fire of meaning? Because the moment you choose ego over purpose, you sabotage everything you're capable of achieving. The moment you choose purpose over ego, you unlock a power so deep, so unwavering that nothing and no one can shake it. That power is quiet, but it is unstoppable. That power is focused. That power transforms ordinary lives into extraordinary ones. Your ego will try to convince you it's your friend. It will say, you deserve this, you're special, you should be recognized. And yes, you are special, but recognition alone is not fulfillment. Approval alone is not greatness. What matters is contribution. What matters is meaning. What matters is walking a path that only you can walk, doing work only you can do, living a life that only you can live. Purpose over ego. Every time, without fail, so listen to me. All this, the facing of your demons, the owning of your choices, the embracing of discomfort, the alignment with purpose, it all comes down to one thing: you. No one else can do this for you. No one can fight your battles, make your decisions, or carry your vision for you. The moment you stop blaming, stop hiding, stop running from the hard stuff, that's the moment your power rises. That's the moment you stop sabotaging yourself and start building a life worth living. The path won't be easy. It will test you. It will push you. It will force you to look in the mirror and face truths you've avoided. But every step, every challenge, every moment of discomfort is shaping you into someone stronger, sharper, unstoppable. This is the life that comes when you refuse to settle, when you refuse to follow the voice of ego, when you refuse to let fear control your destiny. So rise, own your choices, confront your fears, walk through the discomfort, live with purpose, align your actions with the life only you can create. And in doing so, you will realize something incredible. The only thing that has ever been holding you back was you. This is your moment. This is your power. And it's time to stop sabotaging yourself and step fully into the life you were meant to live.